What is up, Rap Potential YouTube? It's 4-rotor time. It's also the wee hours of the evening. Calvin just got done putting everything together on the blue truck, so it's pretty much ready for Deal Scat. And I just got back from going out to Defined Auto Works to pick up the bits so that we can continue working on the 4-rotor. So where we're at right now, I've got engine mounts built. It's on a Ronin subframe. I've got the radiator positioned where it needs to go. And we're working on putting this amazingly beautiful header system together. So we've got one header laying in here. Calvin's working on some V-band flanges. And this, some sort of way, all 4 of these equal length tubes fit on this engine, which we're oh so lucky that they aren't numbered. So we're just kind of figuring it out. We did not build these headers. Logan at Defined Auto Works built these headers. He's got these super trick flanges you put on the engine. V-band clamps right on the engine. Each runner goes on individually so that you're not putting some ginormous piece of stainless steel on the car all at one time. V-band clamps are kind of a pain when you're doing it all by yourself. So I'll set the camera down and we'll help Calvin. And hopefully we've started with what we think gets them all to about the proper length and about how they fit. Hopefully we get it right on the first try and we get to see all of this beauty down in here.
Put that underneath that, yeah.
If we like make that the front too, or do those go like, they go like this? Is that how that goes? I feel like that's how that goes. I don't know. I didn't build this. This is like looking at a weird game of Chutes and Ladders if you've never played Chutes and Ladders, or like a pile of spaghetti noodles that you have no idea what's going on. It's just tubes. With no direction. Well, then that makes the long one the very front again.
And then it still hits the
It
transmission.
was hitting the transmission. What the heck? What's your motorcycle made out of?
Bits and pieces.
Tubes.
Tubes.
What is a motorcycle made of?
Tubes,
I'm sorry, you say tubes?
glass, and tubes.
I don't know it.
Wolverine joke. It's so funny.
I don't know the reference.
Wolverine! I would run away on my motorcycle. This doesn't work. The tubes are in the wrong spot. We're hitting things. I think these tubes go on the front. Because the tubes don't fit on the back.
Just telling you, once they go forward, they hit much more things.
Wolverine, what's your motorcycle made of? Metal.
Metal. Metal.
It's made of metal.
Made of metal.
The very thing which the guy who we fight the most, if you've never watched Wolverine, is Magneto. Mm-hmm. And Magneto control metal with his mind. He would just take you...
Yeah, but is this the Wolverine when he has wooden claws or when he has the, like,
I have
whatever?
no idea.
But I've got these.
Comedian Pete Holmes.
Yes. Very impressive.
He would just take the motorcycle with you on it and fling you off the bridge. I think Wolverine has metal bones in that one because he's like, you are made of metal. Metal. Okay, let's get this. Dude, we're in a real conundrum here. Okay, right there. Forward and up. Okay, there we go. Metal. We're just going to run right across the bridge and fling him off. I didn't even watch that skit on the way home today.
Just stuck in your head.
It's just in my head because there's tubes everywhere. This is some ingenuity. I'm telling you. I mean, at least that's like real close to everything. So that can only go right where it is.
That's
Like
what
there
I
is
mean.
there's no other option. Tubes going in. Right there. Oh, dude, we're looking like we kind of know what we're doing now. Let's get that in there. For my sanity, did you put it? Yes, you did. The same way as the other V-band.
Yeah, I did.
Good. if you guys ever are in the rally car and you get a chance to look up at all of my zip ties that are on all of the roll cage padding, if you get to see all my zip ties, you're going to notice that every single one of them is facing the right way. Because why would they not be facing the same way?
No way.
Is this what you expected you to be doing tonight?
Honestly, yes.
As soon as you got here, we'd be working on this.
Yes.
It's usually how things go around here.
I knew I was coming here, and my only possible way home was through you.
Yeah.
And I thought, we're going to be working tonight.
Okay. Those two kind of line up. However, these next two tubes,
There's no
I don't know
hole.
where the heck these next two tubes go.
There ain't a hole there.
So we have all of that room right there to fit all of this. I really think these go underneath those, and they both go under it through that hole there on the side, and these two are the top.
You're saying we
So
should
let's-
put the front two on last?
No. I think these have to go on first, but we have to snake the other two in. So let's figure out which one's the back, which is probably the one with the shorter little hoopty-law there, and that'll go in here. And then the other one was the middle, right? Yeah. Equal collector, rotor 4, rotor 3. And once we get these on here, you know what we're going to do? We're going to number them. We're going to number these so we know.
Well, we'll know.
Front
after
flange,
this.
rear flange. Well, just in case some other guy has to take it apart, and then they don't have to have all the same struggles we have, you know? We're all about sustainability at the Rad Workshop, which means that if Big O Tires has to work on the 4-rotor, it's labeled and they can't mess it up. That's the whole goal. Anti-mess-ups.
I bet they could still mess it up.
Yeah, they definitely could. We should take it to a Mazda dealer like all the other YouTube video people do. Tried to have our oil changed at Mazda, and they didn't know what was going on.
Maybe that
Dude,
comes
this
up
looks
from
like
the
a-
bottom.
Or maybe like you said, we had to put those on first and then put these on second.
Well, that was my assumption, because those are a lot straighter to be able to just, like, slide into the hole.
Slide them in.
Well, we'll try coming up from the bottom since it's up in the air.
Yes. My 2 jack stands were very much up in the air. Oh, dude, that's not... I don't think that's jiving. Maybe it is. Nope. I don't think that's going to jive there, son. Boss.
I
No.
haven't even tried yet.
Well, imagine once we get that one in there, there has to be one more that goes in there.
We'll make it work.
We will figure this out.
Snug. By snug, I mean snug. Hey.
Here you go. The one thing I could do, I guess, is like I could shift the engine that way just a tad, or just hit the frame real hard with a hammer right there.
Yeah.
Rotaries need torque, right? We could just smash the header in with a hammer. That's what all the big block Chevy guys do. Dyno proven by Engine Masters on Motor Trend to make more torque, but less top-end horsepower if you smash your headers in. Dude, why did you just get all dirty?
I thought you cleaned these things before you worked on them, Eric.
Yeah, I guess not this one spot right here.
I don't know how expensive V-band clamps are, but I feel like we should invest in some ones that don't fall apart when you try to work on them.
These are probably nicer V-bands than what we're used to, if I had to bet. There's probably some reason that they aren't attached like that. You know? Like some metallurgical heat, thermal, the latent heat of vaporization.
Okay, here we go.
It's definitely not that, but I just love saying that word. In the comments below, guys, let me know if you know what the latent heat of vaporization is. Comment below. Dude. Hey, it's all in there.
I don't know how we got it in there. I don't know that we'll ever get it back in there. But
It'll be easy now that we know which one goes where.
it's true.
It looks kind of nice, actually. If we get my lift chain out of here, you know.
I got some metal stamps at home. We could stamp the numbers in instead of trying to write them on, because eventually they're going to get hot and you're going to lose your writing.
Stamp,
one,
little
two,
hammer stamps.
yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, right in the stainless. That would honestly be kind of trick. That could be kind of like a, you know, OEM Mazda might have labeled stuff so you don't mess it up, right? Just like they stamp little, if you have like a piston engine and it's got the cam gears and the cam timing chain. I don't have to deal with those, so I don't know what that stuff's called, but they have those things marked, right? So you can put them together with the little dots.
It does have dots.
Yeah.
It definitely does have dots.
So we'll just have numbers right here so you can put the 4-rotor header on correctly. Dang. I mean, there's 4 pipes right there that are real close to that transmission mount. Isn't exactly going to go up that much.
I mean, it's not really under the car or like sticking out from under the car much.
Yeah, but once I put the
collectors
on there.
But they're gonna have like you almost need to like bend the collectors or angle them to take it back.
So I just like can't get all of that up.
Yeah.
Like that's where they all 4 have to go.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it doesn't rattle. That would be less than ideal. With all this stuff like that close together, you know?
Yeah, you have to wrap them.
So what we're looking at is right here, everything's real low. The Bonsai trans brace definitely takes up some of this space, but I don't have much space here. Like when you push that up like that, when you push that up, I can't fit my finger up here.
Yeah.
So, you know, we could only get maybe another 1/4 of an inch, because like maybe 1/2 an inch here, because that's going to be a little bit further up here.
Makes
or
sense.
a little bit less up here.
Yeah.
You know, like a 1/4 inch up here is probably 1/2 inch back here. I mean, I get the long tubeness of them, but they've been real nice at these. I'm sure it's for horsepower and science of flow. If it collected a little sooner, and then you could
Work with it.
you could get it up in that hole a little better. You know, Logan has way more experience. I mean, I have 0 experience with a 4-rotor, so I don't know what shortening the collector does. I know like on any of the other NA, like your NA12As, your NA13Bs, stuff like that, like the longer you can get the runner means the more stabilized and fast the flow is going to be in that runner.
Okay.
And then you want to mix them further back, because then your turbulence is less. If you mix them up here, because of the pulses in the rotary engine, you're getting like push in each runner.
Oh.
And by the time you get further back, if you imagine the exhaust
pushing
kind of
on each other,
it kind of working like a spring, like a 2-stroke expansion chamber, right?
Yeah.
So once the expansion chamber fills up, then you have constant pressure. So the closer you get to the engine, the less constant pressure you have.
Yeah.
The further away,
keep it away.
there's
Makes
more
sense.
stable flow. So that's probably why these collect back this far.
Makes
But it's
sense.
just a little inconvenient with this brace. I mean, I don't know what a stock brace looks like, but I'm pretty sure it's straight. It's not bent like this one, so it's not going to kick down right here. But I could probably just like notch, you know, where that's hitting right there. Just cut a section out of it. You know, it's not like this thing's making 7,000 horsepower. If I take a 1/2 inch off of this brace right here, it's not going to hurt anything. But it would just be way nicer if these collectors were kicked up. I mean, I could definitely like go in here and cut that collector off and kick it up.
Yeah.
And when Kyle comes out to weld it, we just weld that back on, kicked up flatter, you know.
Yeah.
I kick the top one up at an angle and then kick the bottom one up to match it. Right, so that'd just be re-welding this joint.
Yeah. As opposed to 4 or 5, whatever, 4.
Yeah, and then not changing these. I mean, like the whole lower pipe is below the frame rail.
Yeah.
So that's like, as far as a street car, which is what this is, right? It's just a recipe for it getting completely smashed and rubbed through. Because like an FD, it's already pretty low. And, you know, this isn't a... If it was a pure race car and you're going to run stiff enough suspension, you can get that up in there, I guess, a little bit better. And on a racetrack, it might scrape a little bit. But, I mean, usually race cars to some extent have reasonable ground clearance under the car to some extent, I guess. But, like, I still think, I mean, that pipe's 2.5 inches, so it's all, the whole 2.5 inches below the car. Less than ideal. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's no... I can't lower the engine anymore because I've already got the rack lowered on this Ronin subframe. I guess I could try to raise the engine up some, but that just kind of hurts my whole front accessory drive here, wanting to run the stock water pump with the side mount alternator. You took that off, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I had it hanging in here.
Yeah.
Alternator's going here.
But raising the engine up is going to make all that worse because it's going to angle everything down more.
Yeah. So ultimately, I think I'm going to do a little bit of some reconfiguring to those collectors, and then
Just make it work.
that'll be the rest of the exhaust, which you guys will see in the next video whenever we start building the rest of the exhaust. But for now, the tubes are in, and it looks pretty sick in there. get all that cleaned up. Just wait till there's that intake manifold wrapping around here. And then all the AC lines and heater lines will be nice and clean. And all this fresh white paint will be in here once we're done. We're just mocking everything up for now, getting everything figured out. Tubes.
Tubes. Metal tubes.
Metal tubes. Alright guys, well that's going to be the end of this video. I really as we got started putting this stuff on, I just knew it was going to be pretty hectic. So I figured it would put us in a rather fun mood putting this stuff together. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you got some laughs. We're going to be hard at work on the 4-rotor car this week. Just getting this thing dialed. We've got to have this thing ready for Deals Gap. So we have a lot of work to do because that's 1 month away. In addition to,
We're going race.
we have a rally next week. So I'm almost done fixing up the rear end with the new rear axle. Just got to weld up, bolt in a few more brackets back there. We'll all be good. Some bracing, making things a little stronger. I fixed all the wiring already. And the new brake master cylinder should be ready to be installed over there. So improving, making the car better. And then we got to put it on the frame rack, which is tedious and sketchy for some people. Like, oh, shoot, we're going to the frame rack. But our heavy sweep guy bent our bumper, and we didn't actually crash it. So we're just going to, Calvin's going to massage this back together, and you will see everything get fixed in the video before the rally.
A little push and a little pulling, and hopefully very minimal hammering.
Yeah. It's the frame horn is straight. The bumper is bent.
Yeah.
Will be fixed. But otherwise, rotary truck, good. RX7, good. Yellow RX8, good, but low compression. Green RX8, hybrid Renesis. Waiting on rotors from the machine shop, and then we'll build the hybrid Renesis engine. So that's your quick update at the end of the video. We'll see you in the next one. If you want to follow along with any of that stuff, make sure to subscribe. Drop a comment below with any questions. Keep it rad. Oh yeah. Dude, I'm so ready. I was crawling around in here. I got the seatbelt zip tied up. Check out that handbrake. It's all plumbed, ready to rip. I also wrote on the dash, arm fire suppression.
Oh yeah.
So we don't forget to do that.
that.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Peace, guys.